One, and action. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Total Annihilation Replays. Today, this is game 2 of Executrix versus Race in the Total Annihilation Escalation Cash Prize Tournament for 2022. In red in the north, on Corruption, we have Executrix, and in the bottom left, we have Race. This is similar to like Corrupt Conflict. It's got a wider opening in the middle. If I'm remembering right, yep, there they are. We've got some lovely bones worth a whopping 100 metal. This is a pretty popular escalation map. Choke maps tend to be, they see a lot of play in it. Lots of metal, of course, as Seth informed us. The low metal maps are what they say, torture. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and we'll get this rolling here. So, for those who watched the previous game, you know that X is up by 1 here. We're going to hit the hold fire. All right, yeah, X is up by 1. Meaning he has the advantage here. This is best of 3 for this. This is a double elimination tournament, so whoever loses here moves to the losers bracket. They are not out, and it's relatively early in it. As you can see here, walking 3 mexes is X. Also walking 3 mexes is Race and X are both walking 3. I don't really see any reason not to do that on this map in Escalation. Or even in any other mod. Wind here is good, as you can see both players doing it. Race opting for 3. It looks like he might be actually trying to build himself in, and that's a little trick you can do. You can lock yourself in, and then that way you don't have to walk from next thing next. You can take advantage of the commander's really long build range and build stuff that's kind of out to here. It's much more commonly done on metal maps. But yeah, if you're going to try and hose out a ton of winds, especially with those nice 3 starting mexes. You can see both of them at 9.4 already. And Race opting to be aggressive and go with the weasels here to start things out. And X basically mirror builds on both sides. Both players bringing core to the table here. In the previous one, we saw some arm from X, showcasing his abilities when it comes to picking different sides. So you can see actually, yeah, one of the things about this map versus like the Corrupt Conflict is that this section here is a little bit more narrow, I think, than it is in Corrupt Conflict, whereas this is significantly wider. A lot of nice +2 metals here in the middle to fight over too. All right, I'm gonna crank the speed. That's actually, it's gonna throw off the clock. There we go. Okay, but it'll get us a little further along here. So both players, you can see what he did here. He just cranked out all those wins, and he's still doing it too. So he's able to use his commander to get a ton of energy out, even though he's stalling right now, but probably because wind dropped off. See, both players expanding about the same rate. Race is a little bit further ahead. He's got 2 cons. X has got 2 cons. One's building defenses, though. He's just pushed out a 3rd. Race is working on his 3rd con. See, Race not really building defenses with it. He built a single missile tower to guard against. Oh, no, he's actually got 3 out already. So he's definitely got the build power advantage at this point. And you can see it's showing here because he's got his economy's already ahead. I bet we could even see a difference here. Okay, not quite yet. But he's on plus 25 to X's 19. This little weasel battle up here. X takes that one. No cons down. The huge line of sight that the scouts give you really allow you to see stuff coming. You can see Race moves away. He knows he can't win that fight. Scouts have the acceleration. You have the ability to kind of pick your fight. He knows they're coming, so he can bring his guys to intercept and also protect his con units. Whereas, there you go, going for the, let's see if he goes to reclaim him. Yeah, nope, he's repairing the metal extractor, trying to keep it alive. And it looks like it will pay off. X manages to get away with that one right there. Nicely done. we go. Nice little one raider sneaks by. I don't know if this LLT is gonna. Yep, it gets done. That'll probably solve his instigator problem. Again, though, just that start, building in that extra con by race, getting it out there sooner. You can see he's on 29 to X's 25. So X is going to have to make a splash with these raids, and race just simply has him outnumbered there. And he's not in the best position. He doesn't have a scout, though, so he's not going to be able to really see that. Pair of missile towers here. I think they'll be able to defend these mixes. Unfortunately, they started targeting opposite ones, so one gets away. Gets Max. Probably can get these missile towers too. Race just drives past. He's busy focusing. Actually, you can see Race's window is right here. He's busy building. All that energy around him here. I think he's going to need some storage here to absolve himself. It looks like X is in better shape on E. There we go. He's back. Okay, so they're about even on energy production. Race controlling the gaps here. These 1, 2, 3 chokes. So that way he can get these nice big +2s in the back before he's moving forward. Now he's making a play from the middle with his cons. And just slow, steady building. He's got a pair of LTs. This is the point where, as he's moving forward, he can run back, to here if he needs to. And he sees that radar comes up. He can see these dots. He knows he doesn't have enough there right now. Being aggressive with these units, hopefully we can pull them over. Nope, that's so these. I don't know if these LTs are going to be enough. But yeah, well, especially if these. Something you can do. See how he just started building the DTs. You let the con kind of absorb the hits with its dragon's teeth, while the light laser towers work down the units. Will he get it? He's repairing he's doing the same trick again. There we go. Race gets a con finally. That's got to be a relief after last game, where I don't think Race managed to get a single construction unit off of X. Got the radar here. I don't know if he sees this little raid right here, but he's got units coming over that'll push up through that pass. You can see they're both kind of similarly expanded here now at this point. X still trailing on the metal production by about 8. It's kind of been the same gap the entire game. So while he's closing it from a percentage point, he's not actually, linearly they're growing at about the same rate, and that's not going to be in his favor. At this point, you can see the metal differential has started to turn out. Race ahead by 1,000. Simply just solid building. Here you go, runs that con away. Bringing over these guys to intercept. Got to level it here. These things work very nicely on handling gators. Flashes. They also tend to blow themselves up. They did that in OTA too. Nice little raid sneaks through, cleans off these metal extractors right here. That's a decent chunk, so you can see now the metal income gap is definitely flipped in Race's favor to the point where he's starting to look like he's excessing. He's going to need to start burning down some of those resources. Where did his comm? His comm is still hiding in his nice little hidey hole. X got some raiders on the side here, so he knows a little bit about basically like, okay, I've got this zone controlled, but Race just moving comfortably right up the middle, even working on a K-Bot lab right near the front. And Race cleaning those raiders out, getting geos up in the back, whereas X just now getting that recapped. I think he's even got the geos up here. Going bombers though, going air. I like that. That's a good call. Race definitely not ready for it. He's got a few more missile towers up front. There is no off-screening in escalation. So he'll have to fly over the AA. He can't go around the world. go. In come the bombers. Very common. You'll see this when you're playing escalation, you got to know, okay, 15 minutes, somebody's going to fly a scout over, and then the bombers are immediately going to follow, and they're going to bomb all your mexes if you did not build enough anti-air. Here we go. Takes out an LLT just for kicks. There we go. Say, what is he bombing? Boom! Takes out that Geo. 2 Geos down. That is definitely a worthwhile run. Totally worth the 4 bombers. And now X is on the attack. He's got a big old force running right up the middle. Race converging on it from all sides, though. I don't know if how far he's going to get with this. The Gators little duck, they duck in the pond. Not going to save him. Race, this is where this is the metal advantage right here. More than enough defenses to defend against that attack. X probably makes the right move here and pulls back. You can see now at this point, Race clearly has the advantage. He's got his full side capped. X is still missing this zone right here. Nice job by Race here. You can see he's moving his units in that direction, reinforcing that pocket that's just controlling that territory. No air defense, so even though these guys don't do a lot of damage, they're basically mobile, low damage missile turrets. Eventually, they'll wear down the armor of these tanks. You can see it's just it just tickles a little bit. Max, these are the MAKs, basically the medium AKs, I guess, or the mighty AKs, as they have nice green lasers. They don't have a ton of armor, but they put out the hurt in the form of their green laser. They are expensive though at $277. You won't be mistaking them for these tanks right here, sitting at 110. They're basically kind of like the equivalent of a Lover. Enough fighters eventually solves his problem, but you can see that was just a nice swath cut through there. X trying to control the front still, but just not having this cap. Race already at 72 metal to X's 50. I'd say it is going to be very difficult for X to try and recover this one. He would have to pull off some kind of miracle. I don't see any evidence that a miracle is forthcoming, especially since Race is T2 now, and I don't think X is even thinking about it. Oh no, you know what? I'm wrong. Forgive me. He has thought about it, and he has his T2 up and running at that point. Of course, today's video is brought to you by Daniel Boone and the Owlcat, recently released by my wife and I, now available on Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com. You can find that. The link's in the description, and a review on either side will be greatly appreciated. All right, X making a play for the middle here. This force is Race could just roll him, I think, at this point with this force. See how fast those Max, they just crawl up on it. He's got the thuds too. This is something I like to do in escalation. You get the thuds behind, the Max in front. So when they try and attack you, the Max just shred the units, and then the thuds just provide the long-range damage and the radar targeting to shred the enemy. See, there he goes. He's breaking down the defenses using the thuds, and he's got crashers in the mix here too. So the fighters, they're not going to be able to do the same kind of thing. Little T2 skirmish here ends in a draw, but the right is where the real push is happening at this point. Thuds get a little out over their skis there and encounter some Reapers. I don't know why he didn't push those Max in range. Instead, he's just trying to run away, it seems. Yeah, those Max, I think, would have actually... We call them kind of like T2.5. Not really good unit control by Racer, I don't think. Nice job by X. See, that's how, if you're behind on metal, if you want to play fancy with unit control, you can try and win battles that way. Basically, he completely stopped that push with a pair of Reapers. But while you're doing that, you got to be capping, and there's not enough capped over here. We can see what Race is doing, being the build master that he is. without anybody bothering him in the back. There's no reason for him not to go ham, and you can see he is. He's already got 1, 2, 3 mohos right there, 4, working on 2 more. X is on 3 mohos to, I believe, Race is 5. Yeah. So, way ahead on energy too, about 1,000 up there. This game is certainly Races to lose. A little bit of shelling going on here from the thuds. Like to see it. Again, he's driving him back. He'll be able to cover the thuds with that laser tower. Just to build the single dragons up there. They take care of that. Another laser tower. So Race has really got this under control here. You can see he's got anti-air with his Reapers here, so they're going to be able to come in. And X for the entire game has not been able to control this pocket of space, and that will be most certainly will be his undoing. Yeah, I don't think these fighters are going to provide the miracle he needs. Nice job here getting this radar up. That's definitely smart up on the hill. There's these little spots where you can build radar on these hills, but you gotta basically go like this until you can find them. Reapers coming in here, ending this little raid, but you can see more units, T2 units and the anti-air company are going in here, and the thuds are just causing problems on the front still. I wonder if he's thinking, well, maybe I can take the 20 minutes it takes to kill a commander with with fighters. See, it did. Oh, that's a decent damage. He's got a lot of them there. There are no hawks. Speed it up just a little bit here to mega speed. So you guys are knowing here a time right here. We're looking at nearly 30 minutes into the game at this point. Race 50 metal ahead. Like I said, there's no off-screen here, so it's not like he can build a bunch of rapiers and kind of off-screen snipe the comm or anything like that. He's going to have to fly over the air defense on the front here. You can see Race hooking missile towers too, giving himself some cover. I like this move here by Race, moving into control, just continuing to control this territory. Race says question mark. Probably wondering why he still doesn't own that. Goliaths. Big tank, big damage, big beef. Artillery, it is not accurate, but you get a lot of it, especially if you get a radar targeting facility going. And there you go. Oh, Race bombing the tanks. X brings in his fighters to take it out, but I think the Reapers actually, in shooting the bombers, did a lot of damage. That's another this nice little attack going up the middle, tags 2 of those mohos. Again, X still not in control of this left side of the map. Little Mantis, these are missile-y guys. You can shoot these little rockets, do decent damage. They can also work against air, if I remember right. But you know what, this must be the T2 anti-air K-bots. The last are kind of Core's Bulldog, except they're beefier, more expensive to consider. That's a 1,000 metal tank. So for the cost of 2 of those, you can get a advanced factory. T2 air by Race. He's going to have the bombers up soon. He's got flak in the back. And his comm is right here, not too far from it. I think it's safe to say that Race is in great shape. I don't see anything indicating that X has got, like I said, the miracle that he needs. He needs to really harden up his defense. Single heavy laser tower there isn't going to do it. I believe this game has been over for about 20 minutes. Race going for the grind here. He is pushing in. Cans pushing up the middle, tanks pushing up the left side. A handful of light laser towers is not enough for a tank that costs 1,000 metal. there goes. The Geo's riot cannon is pretty strong, but the Goliath, you can see, just pulled it out of range, blasted the Geo to pieces, and it looks like X is bringing his comm over. The D-gun reload time. Race says go next. X says no way. He just cloaked his comm. He's going to try and sneak attack. You don't get to. You can only D-gun like once every 5 or 3 seconds. There he goes. Uncloaks the comm. Starts nano blocking, going for the battle. Second D-gun comes slinging out. Third D-gun. Nice moves by X here to take out that attack. That was like 10,000 metal worth of tanks he just took out. But I think he is in a bit of pain. The Goliath, there you guys see the Goliath hits do a lot of damage to it. He's going to sneak back in. Oh, that Reaper's shredding it. And his energy goes down. He's not going to be able to stay cloaked. He is running. Now he says, okay, it is over. Race finally seals the deal on that game, and he takes it. So it says victory for me, but in fact that is Race actually leveling here in the tournament, going 1-1. So that is well done by him. And I think we're probably going to have the same issue where the stuff is going to come up. The resources aren't going to come up. So I'm just going to do this. So you can see right here, in the end, it is the economy. It's always the economy. It's the economy, baby. Oh, it looks like kills and losses aren't going to come up. But you can see right there, Race nearly 80K ahead. So he can afford to lose 10,000 metal worth of tanks to a D-gun. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. We're going to be moving on to Game 3 of this series right here. It is 2-2 locked up as they move into the final game. And the loser of this one will drop into the losers bracket in the 2022 Escalation Cash Prize Tournament. So I hope you all enjoyed that one, and I'll catch you all again for the next one. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.